Hi friends, show me the money. That's a famous line from the mid-90s movie with Tom Cruise and Cuba Gooding Jr., Jerry Maguire, where Cuba Gooding Jr. says, "Jerry, show me the money. Let me hear you say it." And Tom Cruise is yelling into the phone, "Show me the money." So the market has been showing us the money. Here's what I mean by that. We just, as of the end of the third quarter 2022, notched the 8th consecutive quarter of record earnings on the S&P 500. And we believe that the fourth quarter will likely lock in the 9th consecutive quarter of record earnings. It feels unprecedented. Corporate America is showing us the money. And we know that over time, the market moves according to the revenues. Now, here's why this time's a bit different. Because much of those profits came from money that was created out of thin air. In the early part of 2020, when we were experiencing COVID, which is hard to believe, in just a few short months, it will be 3 years since we as a country were involved in the beginning phases of that. Much of the spending that has happened, therefore much of the profits, including the record-breaking profits that corporate America has experienced, came from money that was created out of thin air, given to people who didn't earn it, and spent on things they didn't help build, manufacture, or distribute. And this is a problem long term. And as we now enter into the holiday season with Black Friday and Cyber Monday already in our rear view, we expect in the next couple of days to several days, we're going to start hearing lots of chatter about the economy, about holiday spending, about the stock market, and about the health of the consumer. And some pundits will conclude economic certainties from just a few pieces of information, like spending is way below what it expected to be, we're in a depression. Or on the other side, spending is exploding, the US economy is back, and the consumer is ready to roll. We think you should ignore both, because here's the reality. Because those record-breaking profits have come from money that wasn't actually earned through production, manufacturing, innovation, or distribution channels, it was simply created by the Federal Reserve. We don't believe that it lasts. It's a lot like when you pull up to the runway and the pilot turns off the jet engines. Those engines keep spinning, but there's nothing behind it. Inertia is keeping the US economy moving and locking in new, higher quarterly profits, but those engines aren't on. And we believe that the only way that the current market rally and corporate profits can be a sign that better things are ahead is if somehow the Federal Reserve navigates in such a way where it avoids a recession in 2023, which we believe is unlikely. Therefore, even as corporate profits continue to accelerate, even as you'll hear positive news around consumer spending, even as the market is rallying, its post-election rally, or its end-of-year, what's known as the Santa Claus rally, we don't think those things or those pieces of information can be trusted, at least not yet. What will be the most indicative piece of information as to whether or not the worst is behind us or the worst is ahead of us will be the Federal Reserve's action in the coming weeks and at the beginning of 2023. So while corporate America is showing us the money by continue to notch new profits, we need to pause before we buy in to that information. So tune out the holiday noise around profits, tune out the stock market's volatile up and down movements between now and the end of the year, and pay attention to what the Federal Reserve does, because they are either going to be the front of the train leading us into tougher waters in 2023, or they're going to be leading us narrowly away from recession, and the worst being behind us. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.